All right, now it seems like a new class warrior was born at a bigwig banking conference on Tuesday. And that was Goldman Sachs CEO Lloyd Blankfein. He told the crowd that, quote, "This country does a great job of creating wealth, but not a great job of distributing it." So welcome to the congregation, Lloyd. If you look at economic growth in America, it does look pretty good over the long haul. We've got a few charts here for you. So here we've got a chart that shows you real GDP per worker, and we see this nice, beautiful, consistent rise. But if you look at where that growth goes, things are not quite so rosy. So here we see what happened beginning of the Reagan era. The richest 1% of Americans started accumulating a larger and larger share of the wealth that was created by the nation's workers. I mean, Zach, it's something that we talk about all the time, just the huge increase in income and inequality. Interesting to have someone like Lloyd Blankfein suddenly jump on board and realize that maybe this has damaging effects for the economy as a whole when all of the wealth is concentrated at the top.
Yeah, well, and the last few years, Lloyd Blankfein hasn't been as aggressive in defending the banking establishment as other CEOs like maybe Jamie Dimon at JP Chase has been. But Lloyd Blankfein's a guy who brought in over $20 million last year. I mean, he does this on the regular. I mean, he makes a ton of money. He's in that not just that 1%, but that super elite top tenth of 1% that's really running away with all of the nation's wealth here. And I think to be pointing this out is for someone like him to be pointing this out is really important, because the argument you've heard from conservatives who are attempting to justify the levels of inequality in the United States over the last several years is look, this inequality is what drives growth. If you don't allow for inequality, the economy can't grow. But when you look at that first chart there, the economy was growing like gangbusters well before we had this sort of runaway disparity in what rich people are taking home versus everybody else. It's clearly not necessary for economic growth, and yet we've somehow managed to create an economic system where that's just the way things work. And Lloyd Blankfein's comments there suggest that that's not necessary. You don't need to have this type of disparity in order to just make the economy work.